August 3rd, 2019, we got a call from the El Paso store, and they're like, hey, you guys need to lock down. So we were terrified, right? So we locked down the store. We went to the back. My mom calls me and she's like, hey, where are you? And I'm like, you're at work in Las Cruces. What's going on? And she's like, well, there's reports that there's a shooting at Walmart.
Multiple people have been shot and killed at a busy shopping center in El Paso.
Everyone was flooding the social media. I was shocked, right? You're shocked because you don't think it could happen to you until it happens to you. Till this day, I still feel that weird feeling when I pass, but it's just a little, there's I guess a chip on my shoulder, like, why would you do this to people? Grew up in El Paso, lived there basically my whole entire life. Went to college, 4 years at New Mexico State. Came back home, found a job, living there now. Growing up, my household, very stable, had both parents, sister. Normal life, had a normal, childhood. I would say El Paso is, and I don't want to bring politics into this, but a left-leaning city. A couple of months ago, there was, people flooding the border, trying to cross. People were, welcomed, and you don't know who they are, right? They're undocumented. You don't know what a person's intention is when you don't know who they are or what they do. And unfortunately, certain individuals were terrorizing some of the parts of El Paso, which, like I said, you don't know their intentions. You don't know if they're here to, better their life or to hurt, the United States. This is the greatest country on earth. We should protect each other, love each other.
It goes to show that with the people that we encounter, you don't know who these people are. I feel like that was definitely an eye-opener, beauty and being in the public. You don't know the people that you're around.
So I'll give you a story. So I still have family living in Mexico, in Juarez. And this was, I want to say, 2015. We were celebrating my cousin's quinceañera. It's kind of like a sweet 16. And I did not like going. I knew it was dangerous. I knew there was bad stuff going on, across the border. But, family's first. So my parents made me go, and it was a normal day, right? I think we took off. So the party started at 6, and we left a little early to get there, say hi to the family members, take some pictures, go to the ceremony, the church. So we cross around 1 p.m., broad daylight, show passports to the Border Patrol agents and the customs agents. And 5 minutes in, there's a person on the ground, not alive, right? And I immediately knew, like, this is exactly why I didn't want to come. My parents were like, don't look at it. It's that common that you just drive by. People were walking across the person. God bless their soul. It shouldn't be as common as they make it seem over there. And, throughout the night, that's all I kept thinking about. Like, man, why? People were just walking across the street, acting like nothing happened. But I still was, I was at the party, not enjoying myself, kind of just like looking around, making sure, there's nothing crazy gonna happen, right? Thank God nothing happened. We crossed back, and, I haven't been back since. Once I left to college, there was a situation that happened back home, which made me realize I need something to protect myself and protect the ones I love. It was August 3rd, 2019. So I was working at Men's Warehouse at the time, and we got a call from the El Paso store, and they're like, "Hey, you guys need to lock down. There's a shooting at Walmart." And there was a Walmart across the street from where we were. So we were like terrified, right? So we locked down the store. We went to the back of the break room. And then my mom calls me and she's like, "Hey, where are you?" And I'm like, "You're at work in Las Cruces. Why? What's going on?" And she's like, "Well, there's reports that there's a shooting at Walmart." And I'm like, "Well, I'm safe. Where's my dad? Where's my sister?" And they're like, "No, they're at work. Like, everyone's okay." And I'm like, "Oh crap." So then I start calling my friends. I'm like, "Hey, where are you all at? Just want to make sure, is this true?" Sure enough, it was true. So I was shocked, right? You're shocked because you don't think it could happen to you until it happens to you, or it hit home. Like it was brutal. Everyone was flooding the social media, phone calls, text messages, making sure everyone was okay. Thankfully, I didn't know anybody that got injured or, died. But I know people that knew someone that did, which was very unfortunate. God rest their soul. And, there was so much, there was, 23 people that passed away that day. And I think it was 45 injured. We got let go of work early. I was like, I don't know what to do. Do I go home, hang out with my family? I just left everything in Las Cruces, drove home, hung out with them, because you don't know when a person's last day is, right? So I just wanted to go and hug my family, make sure that, let them know I love them and just be around them. That day I knew, I needed to protect myself at all costs, my friends, my family, my loved ones. Till this day, I still feel that weird feeling when I pass there. I'm not sure what it is, maybe just because of the situation that happened there, but it's just a little, there's I guess a chip on my shoulder. Like, why would you do this to people? There's lessons to be learned, unfortunately, very unfortunate. I kind of hate to say this, but sometimes history repeats itself. So we want to avoid history repeating itself, at least as much as we can. And my message to those people that have never experienced something like that, I wish you never do. But even if it's not close to home, you understand the impact of something like that happening to just people in general, and you should always be able to protect yourself at all costs. I don't think anyone should ever go through something horrific that way. But now that I have a niece, my sister just had a beautiful baby girl, now there's something even more in me that wants to protect her as well, even though I'm just her uncle, but also my girlfriend too. Anytime I go out of town for work, or I leave her alone for a long period of time, I make sure, hey, this is where the gun is, this is what you're supposed to do, but you are your first responder, right? 911 won't get here that fast.
You definitely want to have that upper hand to where if there was a situation that was to occur while you're off duty or you're with your family, you definitely want to make sure that you're covering all your bases as far as like if you everyday carry or however it may be. You definitely want to make sure that you're always putting yourself in the winning situation. You're always going to be the winner in the outcome. So that's how my job has changed my outlook.
I know others would disagree with being able to protect yourself, but that's what founded our country. So I'm a firm believer of the Second Amendment, and I will always be a firm believer of that. A piece of advice I'd tell an individual that is on the edge of caring or not is just go learn something. Go get educated. You'll see why you should. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna carry for a very long time, or for the rest of your life, like I am. So just go get educated and find some training that you feel comfortable with. I think it'll go a long way for you and your loved ones. In this country, you have the ability to. Why not? You should be able to protect yourself at all times to make sure you're well prepared. And like I've always said, you never know what might happen to you until it happens to you.
I need to make sure I know what I'm doing, because this is very so real, and it could happen in any hometown, any place.
I love your guys' motto, carry with confidence. You need to, because you don't know an individual's intention. I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in war. This is the greatest country on earth. We should protect each other, love each other. My name is Frank, and this is why I carry.